Maybe. I don't know. Oh, okay. Hooray! I figured it out. Okay. What's up, party people? We survived. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody survived. All those who have checked in. I appreciate that. I want to shout out the chat real quick. We got Magic Lasso coming in. Always a big supporter. Usually first in the chat too. Appreciate it. Copy 801. Cool dude. Dan Piercy showing up. And that's it for now. Everyone else is already here. Oh, Helmand of Fate popped in. So they're starting to roll in. So how you guys doing? Anybody got any cool stories to tell?
I was going to say, forget election week. I have a 2-year-old and 1-year-old daughter. I'm just happy I survived Halloween week.
That's right.
My 1-year-old's new to walking and was pulling on my arm, trick-or-treating, and the next day my shoulder hurt. I'm like, what the heck? How is this possible?
There were like no trick-or-treaters where we are, like, at all. And it wasn't even canceled. It was
weird. There's this neighborhood right next to where my grandpa lives because we took them over to see the great grandpa, and that neighborhood is like crazy into trick-or-treating. When we left there, it was like nothing.
Yeah.
So
kind of weird times.
Yeah, for sure. We took my 2-year-old treating for the first time ever. So that was kind of cool. We did it's called trunk or treat. We just go from car to car and they give you a piece of candy and then you have to vote at the end who had the best car. I mean, she didn't care. She went as Sky from Paw Patrol.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she had a lot of fun.
It's cool.
No trick-or-treater. Go ahead.
I was just I was looking real fast for Magic Lasso. He said he was here for some Captain Carrot news. And I actually did see that I found an article from a month ago. Captain Carrot might be joining the Green Lantern Corps. What is this?
Really?
Yeah. Is that serious? Wow.
Speaking of Captain Carrot, I was going to save it for part of the book show, but I come across this week, and I'm like, I have to get it.
There you go.
Just because of Foo constantly.
Sorry, because of Foo.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Instead of the Zoo crew, it's the Foo crew.
Exactly.
Man.
Dibs on the turtle if I'm gonna be one. That's too funny. So yeah, who's got what for news? It's been kind of a crazy news because we didn't have a show last week, so a bunch of news piled up.
Yeah, I've been hearing comic news like they're doing a other history of the DC universe featuring the minority characters, and they're doing I guess they got a bunch of big names for something called like the last stories of the DC universe.
Okay.
Yep. That's part of death metal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it almost, the way I read it, like a what if, like if they all lost and died, this is like final stories, like 7 final stories of heroes.
Oh, I figured Scott Snyder was just putting the final nail in the coffin of DC.
That's too funny. There was a couple of
tons of shops are happy actually with Future State. I've been kind of looking into it. Like my LCS is super happy about it because it's all returnable. I know that's old news where they announced that Future State everything's going to be returnable. So I know a lot of LCSs that I've been talking to are super excited for that actually because it can give new readers a chance to enter the new, like, see how Future State does, and if it doesn't do good, we'll return and get all their money back to whatever. So I mean, I find it interesting and good. I mean, I think it's a good thing that DC is doing it with these books specifically because they're just trying to make money off products. So regardless of them losing all of their money, whatever they don't sell, and get returned, I mean, it is what it is.
Well, the fact that they announced before it even came out that it's a returnable book, I mean, doesn't give me a whole lot of faith that they have a whole lot of faith.
Yeah.
In their sales. It's like, when Swamp Thing season 1 got canceled before it was like, well, now I don't even want to watch
bizarre.
it.
Yeah.
That was so bizarre.
Future State, I bet you'll go in and they'll be loaded with everything but the first new Batman book. You won't even be able to find it.
Yeah.
I see, as a big Suicide Squad fan, I love the Suicide Squad. I'm excited. I'm always excited for the Suicide Squad because they always pick just dumb characters that a lot of people don't really care about. So that's kind of why I enjoy it. But which is a great transition into, I have 2 Suicide Squad related news about the Suicide Squad sequel, not the sequel that's not a sequel. The early portion of the film that's no longer happening had Black Adam as the main villain. But before he was split from the Shazam movie, and now he's doing his own thing. But he was going to appear in Shazam, and then Suicide Squad 2, and then a solo movie. But now it's obviously changed. But
isn't he a Shazam villain?
he's a Shazam villain. Yeah,
Yeah.
gotta represent. Got a Black Adam T-shirt. Yeah, I'm a big Black Adam guy. And James Gunn said that DC gave him permission to kill anybody he wants in the movie. Anybody is fair game. So that's kind of cool because you think like big stars like Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn.
I knew you were going there.
Hey, know, I got a call like I see
He
it.
went straight for Harley.
Hey, she's the bigger star. It's only fair. There's no bias involved.
None.
Dude, after that set photo I saw with Peacemaker in it, it was like that old Justice League live action show that they shot a episode of.
Yeah.
I was like, this looks terrible. Just that one set photo.
It does look bad.
And
Like
King
Polka
Shark,
Dot Man.
King Shark is a series regular on the Peacemaker TV show, currently in development at HBO Max.
I'm super excited. I have fallen in love with King Shark ever since, the CW Flash when he appeared. Like I picked up his first appearance. So I'm super excited for that. Actually, I love King Shark.
Yeah, his first appearance is getting pretty hot right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the moment that he was announced for the Flash show, I went out dollar bin hunting and found a whole bunch of them.
I bet.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Nobody
actually,
was looking for that.
funny story, I was looking for it and it was selling, and a copy I was going to buy, I'm pretty sure Retrotigo bought right before me.
Wasn't he a Superboy villain, or didn't he appear in a Superboy comic first?
Yeah.
Zero is his cameo, and I can't
9,
remember
I
the
think.
number. 9 or something. Yeah, is the full, and he's on the cover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Magic Lasso brought up a really good point.
Yeah,
I was gonna say something, but
Yeah. You're in timeout.
Oh,
That's okay. See, JoJo is at least wearing
Yes.
a Jason Voorhees, right? Is that a
Yes.
Jason Voorhees? Yeah, I can.
Go with
I'm
the
okay
spooky
with that.
vibe.
Oh, there
there
you
you
go.
go.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
How appropriate.
Right? I
What
know it's DC.
What about the Flash movie though? Brandon Ruth possibly coming back as Superman.
I did see that.
Which is now ruining the Flash movie even more. So it's super exciting for us real Flash fans. Like I said,
Just don't call it Flash no more. Just call it Batman versus Superman 2.
and then
all
we'll
the
put
Batman versus all the Superman.
like a little parentheses underneath their Flashpoint, just so they know that that's going to happen to reset their stupid cinematic universe.
I do want to point out something that here we go. We have Cage Watch, little ticker down here. Nicolas Cage. I want to point this out. Nicolas Cage has yet to deny that he's going to be in the Flash movie.
all right.
So
Oh, snap.
he has yet to deny it.
Tony is excited about that.
I'm excited too. Like, that would be amazing.
Do we all know what Superman is he's going to play? He's going to play the test.
He's going to play his Superman. It doesn't matter what version. He's playing Superman. Holding out.
He was supposed to be a Superman like years ago,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Was it like mid-90s he was supposed to be a Superman?
Something like that.
Yeah. All they have is pictures of him wearing the feels like super tight latex
It looked
Superman.
so
Yeah.
funny with like the mullet hair.
Yeah, his
Yeah.
mullet hair.
Yeah.
It was so bad. It was probably an early costume, but you can see where his neck ended, and then was like a straight 90-degree angle to where his muscles started.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that Superman had 90-degree angles.
Here you go.
You got it? We can put it up.
I got it. It's so bad.
Oh my god.
What are you talking
Hey,
about?
That.
he has bigger boobies than I do.
Never seen a Superman blouse before. Crazy.
He looks like an action figure, like he's made out of plastic.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
even the suit has like the seam there where it would bend as an action figure, you know?
Look at his arms; they look kind of action figure-ish. Like,
You know what?
Wow.
His hair is as a white trash person from Colorado. I will say that I do enjoy the hair. If they want to give Superman the mullet, that's fine. I will totally support that.
I'm cool with it too.
yeah,
I heard that version was supposed to be a Tim Burton directed movie.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Mhm.
you should host a King Shark
Be
Week on
interesting.
YouTube. Awesome,
That would be hilarious.
that would be hilarious.
King Shark Week.
What was that commercial a couple years ago? Or someone's like, "Hey, it's Shark Week. I don't leave my house during Shark Week." I'm still using that excuse now. It's Shark Week, bro. I can't do that. But you're from Iowa. What are you worried about sharks? Like,
Have you not seen Sharknado 1 through whatever they're at now?
Right.
All it takes is one tornado.
that's too funny. That's too funny. Anybody else got anything cool for news?
No.
I was reading something that said they're still actually looking into whether or not Wonder Woman might make it for this year.
Christmas.
Did I read that right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's crazy.
Christmas.
Theaters or
The
streaming?
desperation of money.
I
Yeah.
don't know. As long as they don't pull a Disney Plus and charge everyone like 30
Yeah, I
bucks.
think they're waiting to see if there's a COVID spike. So I think that means
Oh.
theaters.
Okay.
There's going to be a COVID spike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going into
It's
flu
already
season.
going in there.
Well, I was gonna say, like, let's be real here. Now that flu season is coming, people are gonna just start diagnosing the flu as COVID because who knows anymore? It's the same symptom. Oh, you've got sniffles and you don't feel good? Mark it as COVID. Screw it. Why not?
Oh,
So-
that's what tests are for.
Yeah, I
Well,
had
yeah.
to get one. They pretty much scrape all my education out of the back of my brain.
I know.
yeah. Yeah.
Ready to walk out of there sideways. Can remember how to walk. Jacked up my brain. I think there's still part of a Q-tip in there somewhere. At least it feels like, and I don't know.
Yeah, I've had the nose test and the spit test.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's just awful. All of them are awful.
They are. I can't imagine any of them are great. Okay. Should we jump right into here?
Yeah, what are we doing this week?
It's horror week.
This is our Halloween episode. One
This
week
is-
later,
yes.
right?
1 week later, because I had to do Halloween stuff with my kid, and JoJo was very excited for Halloween.
Out of the trunk of your car, too, right?
Trunk or treat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trunk or
Good
treat.
treat.
Trunk or treat. Are you, JoJo? Are you a big movie fan in general, or are you just big? You like horror flicks, or
Yeah, I love film and
just film in general? All of it.
Yeah,
Okay.
all of it. But horror is definitely my favorite genre for sure.
What is your favorite DC related movie?
DC related movie, probably V for Vendetta.
Oh yeah, you're right. I guess that is a Warner Brothers
Mhm.
/ DC thing.
But if we're going like, I don't know, it's got to be Batman Returns, I would say.
Batman Returns.
Hmm
I like that one. Not a lot of people say Batman Begins,
I like that one too.
but you're right. I did like that one too. Christian Bale is an amazing Batman.
Hmm
But Batfleck, I like Batfleck. He was cool.
Me
Yeah,
too.
boy, there you go. Hey.
Dave, something that you look you're gonna chime in?
I think you guys are forgetting about Superman 1.
What are you talking about?
Reeves, come on.
George Clooney is the best Batman.
George Clooney.
That's funny. Who wants to go first? Who's got what for horror books? Eeny, meeny, miny. Okay, I'll go first. I'm gonna blow myself up here. Kaboom. And so my book is one of these scenes right here. I chose to do the reprint from Tales of the Crypt. This one's kind of cool. But what's even better, and I want to point this out, I wish they still made comics like this. You'll see here in a second. If I can find a page. Perfect, right here. I just like all the dialogue. Like every page is like that too. Like there is just a ton of dialogue here, and more story. So I feel like there's more meat in these reprinted Tales of the Crypt stories than you can possibly get, in a modern day book.
Mm-hmm.
And every page is like that. I mean, that's so cool. But the story that I chose out of here in particular was this one, Counterclockwise. It's about this. It's one of those stories that just kind of loops upon itself and kind of goes forever, like a time traveling. So this father and son are out in the woods and they see an alien coming out of a spaceship and they shoot it, but then they kind of start giving some backstory on the alien, and it turns out that the alien is actually which guy is it? Which panel is it? Oh yeah, he was actually a war veteran to go up into space, and he got exposed and somehow became this mutant alien thing. He had a rocket ship, and he comes back down to Earth, and you can see it kind of. This panel here lines up with like the first panel back there. If you remember the father and son here, they go way back to somewhere. Did I pass it?
Reminds me of an X-Files episode or something.
It is, yeah. It's very X-Files-esque. Yeah, I went the wrong way. Sorry, it was a long day. I had to lawnmower fight the grass in the leaves. But yeah, so that father and son are, in the first couple panels. They're even on the first page right here. So it's one of those infinite loops. Like they killed the alien, and then one of them became the alien, and they killed the alien, became the alien. But there's a lot of cool stuff in here. And I read a couple different stories, but that one was my favorite for sure. And this was from, I believe. It's probably going to be impossible. Yeah, it's possible to read, but it's from 1992. I don't recall when the stories actually came out. I know Tales from the Crypt is kind of an old school kind of comic before it became like a TV show. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Horror book. Keeping it quick here. But yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
So Tony, mistake me if I'm wrong, but EC and DC Comics are two different companies, right?
I know, but I didn't have any DC horror. So I went neutral. I went neutral. I went as close as I can. It still got C as the last one.
I could be wrong. Didn't DC buy EC though? Because wasn't Mad Magazine part of them? And I know they own Mad. So I was thinking maybe it's technically DC.
Maybe I squeaked in a last second win. I'll double check.
I'm not 100% on that. I know they at least own Mad, and I thought Mad was EC.
I don't know. I just thought it was a really cool Tales of the Crypt horror books. Hey, at least it wasn't Marvel. I went independent.
We'll give you that.
That's where I was at, because I was scrounging through books all week, and I finally it was just like. I chose an Image book because I was like, "There's no way I don't have any DC Marvel that I."
Gretzky knows 40s.
Wow.
DC Marvel horror. I don't have anything because I was like, "Oh, you know what? Looking for anything horror."
See,
and I was,
that's totally understandable, Michael. But it's not like it was your idea.
You're telling me that that you guys don't have any of those Joe Hill books?
I mean, I don't have any Jonah Hill. I mean, I've got Swamp Thing. That's about
Jonah Hill. Look, boom. EC owner used to be part of DC. I'm going to give myself half credit.
All right, we'll count it.
We'll count it. Streak continues. Flashpoint, you're on deck, bro.
Okay, so I have to say I can't show you my book because it is completely. You don't have to make me big because I can't show my book. It's adult rated, and we don't want to make a not your thing and get our stream shut down. So I chose,
do that on someone else's channel, please. Everyone's
show it.
Everyone's doing terrible unboxings on my channels and.
Yeah, that's stuff. Right.
So I chose War Orgasmageddon #1. So it's a single issue by Image. Guar is a shock rock band, if anyone doesn't know, and they are great. They're my favorite band, actually. So why not choose a horror-filled comic? So this comic, in the long run, so from the depths of outer space to the frozen wasteland of Antarctica where they're found, punk rock and heavy metal, most shocking and blasphemous band of intergalactic blood-spewing alien monsters have returned to kill everything. So it starts by the villain, Mr. Perfect, trying to absorb techno-destructive. So you'd have to read, you have to know the band and know all these characters. So trying to assimilate techno-destructo, and it sends them back in time. So basically, this is just Guar killing a bunch of people throughout space and time, and having a lot of dick jokes and sex and all the other stuff, fun stuff in this comic. I remember as being as graphic as it was. But, so, the big part was they stopped in World War II Germany, and how we all believe that Hitler killed himself when he lost, when he knew he was going to lose. That's actually not true. So our lords and saviors, Guar, actually were the ones to kill Hitler, and they were actually the ones to stop segregation as well. So this whole book is just them going through time and molding history to what we know today. So we owe them thanks. That's basically all that I had. Look.
That's funny.
Wow.
That's too funny. And what was the name of this book again?
Orgasmageddon.
Orgasmageddon. That's okay.
You got that one triple signed, Tony?
Triple signed? At least. At least. It couldn't have been any worse than, like I said, if you remember, we were talking about Doom Patrol last week, and they had that villain on there called the Anti-Gasm.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And I watched a whole bunch of sex ghosts. My mom was watching it with us. She was in town hanging out for a while.
What?
So, well, there's a very obscure villain in DC called the Anti-Gasm, and it's the ghost of pleasure or whatever, and it's coming because you start to hear ghosts reproducing.
Oh wow.
And there's a ripoff of the Ghostbusters called the Sex Busters. It's bizarre. It's out there, and I didn't know this at the time that it was showing, and we invited my mom to come watch it with us. I should have looked at the title of the episode and been like, we'll just come back to it.
Oh my goodness.
When my mom's not here. So I ended up watching Sex Patrol with my mom. It went about as well as you'd think.
That was Scumdogs of the Universe, another movie that these guys did, was the same way. So Odorous Arungus, he's the lead singer that actually died of an overdose. Like, his genital is actually what he calls a cuttlefish. And so my mom bought me this movie, not even sure what it was. And you just see him walking around, and she's like, what is that? Is that it? It's just going off like it was the most awkward thing that I've ever been through in my life, trying to explain how it was very good.
Moving on.
Oh, man.
Comic Foo, you're up.
All right. Well, I'm sorry to say, but I actually followed the rules and went with a DC comic. So
I followed half the rules. I followed
and I stuck in the horror genre. So it is a Vertigo imprint, but I went with the 2008 run of House of Mystery #1.
Very cool.
And this was actually a really good read. It's kind of an anthology title, so you get like 4 mini stories in it that all kind of like blend together. And so it starts out with this guy who's he's in this like old house, and you assume it's the House of Mystery. And he's having this kind of conversation over tea with his brother. And but then he gets up, and you see that there's actually an axe in his brother's chest, who's sitting there dead. And this guy's just crazy and talking to him to his dead brother. And then he's like, all right, well, I'll be back tomorrow for tea time again. He leaves the house, and he walks across the street, and he says, somebody stole my house. Don't really know what that means, but then the story flips over, and this happens a lot throughout. The story just keeps changing. And so it changes to this girl who is running from this house that is collapsing in on itself. And she's holding these blueprints. And these blueprints are to this house, this old Victorian house, which is the House of Mystery, that she's been seeing in her dreams. And so as she's running away, there's this kind of like ghostly couple holding hands and kind of floating as they trail after her. And we realize that they're the ones that actually caused the house to collapse, which caused it to go up in flames. And they're kind of like following her as she runs through town with these blueprints in hand. And then the story flips again, and we're back to this house that's up on this cliff. It's this old house, and out at the gates is this stagecoach, and inside is this big party. It looks like modern times, even though there's this old stagecoach outside, and it seems to be a farewell party for this woman named Rena. And as they go through and they're talking, everyone's having these small conversations. And let's see, we finally get to the end of this party. Everyone's wishing Rena goodbye. And she says, okay, I'm finally ready to go. And she goes up to the gate where the stagecoach is on the other side. And she puts her hands out, and the whole gate kind of like liquefies almost like water as she steps through it and says she's ready to go. And so flashes back again, the woman with the blueprints running down the street, and she goes into a dark alley. There's a sign above the door that says bar, and she's about to go in, and these kind of ghosts that have been following her warn her. They say, hey, once you go through that door, you cannot come back. Like it's permanent. And but she goes through the door. Story flips again. We're back in the house. This time it's this bar again that they're in. And there is this beautiful girl sitting there. She's eating tons of food at the bar, just ordering dish after dish. And the bartender's like, look, you need to pay up your tab before I get you any more food. And all payment in this place comes in the form of a story. And so story flips. She tells this story of how on her wedding day, she's getting married, only the imagery is of her walking with this giant fly. And I guess that's her husband that she's marrying. Really strange. So they go and they get married, and they start talking about the honeymoon night, and she gets pregnant, and but when she gets pregnant, like she gets pregnant immediately and gives birth that night, and
oh wow,
these maggots come out of her, burst out of her back. And she's talking about how she is like kind of like she's scared, and she's afraid of the baby. The baby's coming early and all, but at the same time, once the baby was born, but it's not a baby, it's like a whole bunch of maggots. She says she really didn't want anything to do with the baby, and she realized that she was just this hollow person, and all she really cared about was getting back to her pre-pregnancy baby weight, and left her husband and the kid because she didn't really. She realized she really wasn't meant to be a mother and a wife, and she just cared about herself. So she divorces her husband, and that's why she is now at the bar, kind of living her best life, I guess, eating all of this food. And then the camera kind of flips behind her, and that's when you realize that the entire back of her is just missing, and she has been hollowed out, and that's why she's able to eat so much, because behind her is a bucket where all of the chewed up food is falling out of her into the bucket. And
Very
the
cool.
bartender's like, thanks for the story, as he's cleaning up the bucket.
oh
It's
my
awesome.
God.
So
cool.
it really is. So then it switches back to this girl who's been running with these blueprints the whole time, and has got to this alley with the door, and it says bar over top. And the specters warn her, like, don't go in. You can't come back out once you go in. And she's like, that's fine. She kind of opens it up, and as she does, she describes herself that the person that emerges on the other side is not the same version of herself that walked in through the door. And as she walks in, you finally see what's on the other side of the door, and it is the bar where all of these stories have been being told. And they welcome her into the House of Mystery. And that's where this book ends, and it leads into number 2.
Awesome.
That's wild.
It was a really good book. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
So awesome.
But yeah, The hollowed out woman was awesome.
One of my favorite House of Mystery, not short stories, but has something to do with the House of Mystery, was when they brought John Constantine over. I forget what issue it was or whatever, but he was playing poker with demons, and he bet the House of Mystery because he didn't have any money, and everyone was mad at him for doing that. And he's
That's
like, "It's
funny.
not my house. I don't care."
Yeah.
He won and was like, "Dude, you had to like do some kind of magic." And he's like, "Nah, man. I just didn't care if I won or lost. I just happened to
Wow.
win." That's kind of cool. Wu-Tang Tim, what is up, man?
What's up?
You're up, buddy.
I picked Hellblazer special,
Oh,
and I've been real into Hellblazer this year. Probably read 100, 150 issues, and I wanted to pick a story for this that I hadn't read. I knew would be one issue, and then this story caught me off guard. It was a bit more adult than any of the other Hellblazer I read, and had a uncomfortable sex scene in it. But luckily, I wasn't reading it with my mom at the time, so it was okay. But this leads off. You see,
I hate
John
all
in
of you.
Yeah. But John's in a church, and you see there's a dead man there with him, sort of like seeing the end from the beginning. So you flash back to, he basically sees this guy walking down the street and has a almost like weak knees reaction, and then he's sort of like, F that, I'm getting this dude, and follows him into the church. And that's basically, you get a flashback of how John met him, and then you're going to see what led this guy up to them. Basically, it was the 60s, because this book come in the 80s. John was hitchhiking to London, sort of starting his career. And it starts off, he's with two ladies that he's shacking up with in a van. They split up. He has 40 miles to get to London when this guy picks him up. And you may be able to see the words or not, but this guy's just talking to him, talking about his job, where he implies that he wants to go down on John. That's the uncomfortable thing.
I want to remind everybody that this was unintentional. And it was scary movie or scary book night.
I messaged the group like, my book's a bit more mature than I was expecting. Is this okay?
I think I'm the only one that stuck to the rules.
That's not true. There was a
this is
procreation in your
DC Comics. DC Comics. But John gives in, and as he's about to let him do it, he knees him in the face, runs out of the car. But as you could see, he's freaked out because like way more blood is shooting out of this guy than should happen getting kneed in the face. Well, he runs into a field, vomits. Some police pick him up, and he tells them what happened. They kind of don't believe him. And sure enough, the guy's still sitting in this car, and John's like, I don't know if it was good or bad. And the police are freaking out. They bring John up, and as you can see, there's a razor blade in his face, meaning this guy was getting ready to do something unpleasant to John, most likely kill him. So then it flashes back to them at the church, and you get to see this guy's backstory of how it led up to that. Basically, this guy was a priest who started getting disillusioned because, as you could see, the congregation is dwindling, and he starts basically blaming young kids, the hippie music, all this different stuff as the reason this is happening. Well, basically, he starts listening to confessions and telling on parents, police. It actually leads to where you can see this one girl confesses, and he comes out and breaks her nose.
Jeez.
Well, as this happens, somebody shows up, and it's heavily implied that this is actually Satan himself. And Satan confesses something to him, basically drives him crazy. Never through the book do you get to see what he confessed. But after that, he basically goes around picking up, finding teenagers and killing them because they're evil. And that's what led up to John. And I guess he just got out of the loony bin. He got caught, put in the loony bin, and Satan showed up and just said, "You're cured." And he went to this church, and John's basically like, what was the confession? But before the guy tells him, he takes two pencils and drives his head through him, and that's where the story begins. He's dead.
Oh my god.
So it was like, I thought of all the Constantine, Hellblazer I've read, there's tons of, ghost and monsters and cool stuff like that I thought would be great. And I waited till tonight to read this because I knew it'd be a one shot. I wish I would have picked a better story because there's not a lot of scare to it. And I guess this is actually preluding to something that's going to happen in the Hellblazer run. I guess he's going to encounter Satan, which is weird, a weird coincidence because I don't know if you guys read or are reading the Black Label Hellblazer. And that's, the character he's run into, not to spoil nothing for people that haven't read it, but he runs into Satan in this story too.
Man, my magazine bag and boards don't fit that book for some reason. I have to.
I get them at the store. I just
I
ask
get them
for
at the
one,
store
but
too. Yeah.
it's a good story. Don't get me wrong. I just wouldn't necessarily pick it for the fanboys.
So, question for you: when you were reading that book, and you were reading dialogue from John Constantine, whose voice do you hear in your head? I hear Matt Ryan.
I always hear the guy from Legends and CW now. Yeah.
CW, Matt Ryan, Constantine. Yeah, for sure. Okay, JoJo, you're up.
All right. So, kind of like Foo, I also have a House of Mystery here. Bronzy
Very cool.
goodie.
Nice.
Nice Neil Adams cover. So, this story is a little, I wouldn't say it's like super horror or super scary. It's just one of those like weird ones, but it just kind of keeps you like wondering what's going to happen next because it's just so everywhere. But anyway, it's called No Strings Attached, and it's with this it starts off with this old guy who's kind of like this puppeteer. He like tinkers with a lot of toys, and he lives in the outskirts of this town, and he likes I guess fixing children's toys. And so they often come to his house and ask him to fix their toys, and he loves to hang out with kids, which is kind of weird at this day and age. But
that's a felony now. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a little weird to start off. But so he is doing a little like puppet show for the kids one day and at his house. And then this like con artist, kind of mean villainous guy, knocks at the door and is like, it's like, hey, I want to buy your house. Here's $25,000. I need this house. I just really like it. And the old man's like, no, this house is everything to me. I have such great memories here with the kids and the puppets and everything. It's really weird. But then later on, the con artist kind of goes away. He comes back later and goes and tells the old man, like, I just paid off the mortgage for this house. You need to leave. The cops are here for you if you don't. So that's already weird too. It's like, how does that happen if you're the owner of the house? Like, it's just odd. But he got away with it. They arrested this old man. They take him to this jail cell. And he's just there for a couple days. And he starts getting really sad because the kids aren't writing to him. And he feels like the children forgot him. So, he's just like they're very depressed. And meanwhile, the con artist guy has the house and he's like super happy. And he's like, I can't wait. The reason he wanted the house was because they were going to build like this huge highway through that area, and he wanted to resell it whenever that happened. So here he is, like celebrating his victory right there. It's just ridiculous.
I like his big mustache.
I know. The kids all find out. Oh, sorry. To backtrack, the old man ends up dying in the jail cell of loneliness and sadness, and the kids find this out, and then they start crying. Like a lot of them from the town, just they start having like bad dreams about it, and they're just torn up about it. and they're like, I hate what's happened to him, and I wish this guy, the con artist, was dead. I forget his name, but whatever. And so I guess all that negative energy coming from the kids possesses the dolls that are still in the house. And so the dolls, they actually come to life, and they go and they attack the con artist dude back here. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Ridiculous. And then, okay, so the con artist dude goes missing. Nobody knows where he went. And they convert the house into a like rec center for the kids. So the kids come in and they hold like little puppet shows there at the house. But little do they know, there's a new addition to the puppet collection. And that's the con artist guy. So
That's
the
funny.
end. That's it.
That is too funny.
It's just hilarious.
Nice.
That's good. That was funny.
And
One of those weird tales.
I want to track down more of the old DC horror. I got a little bit of it, and it's so simple, but it's so good.
It's so hilarious. I have a good time with it.
It's like they did their own little take on, Tales from the Crypt kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think at the time, the Tales of the Crypt that I read and House of Mystery, I think they were being printed at the same time, I think.
I think Tales of House of Mystery goes back to 1951.
Yeah, I think the original Tales from the Crypt, I think, is roughly the same time period. So that's kind of neat. But yeah, awesome. They did on the Spectre. They had a short Spectre animated video at the end of one of DC's animated movies, and they had a very similar case to that, where this guy was a bad dude and he did a lot of crimes against children. So the Spectre was like, "Hey, you make puppets? Like, I'm gonna possess all these puppets."
Oh wow!
And they killed him. There's an animated short with it. It's on YouTube. I'll have to find it. It's cool.
Possessed dolls or puppets, they're always freaky.
Oh no, it was possessed. It was possessed. He made movie props like zombies and stuff. So he possessed all these costumes. That's what it was.
Oh, that's cool.
Still creepy.
It reminds me of Halloween. I made my wife mad because I talked to my 2-year-old. It's like, hey, I got a movie where a doll comes to life. You want to watch it? No, you're not letting her watch that.
You got to do what I'm going to do. Once my little girl starts to like ride tricycles very well, that Halloween she is going to be Jigsaw.
Oh
Wow.
And just ride up and down the street.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
And asking every grown up if they want to play a game, and just watch and be like, nope. Sure don't. I've seen this movie.
That's good.
Awesome. So I guess we'll zip on into the book show, and we'll do reverse order. So you're back on the clock again, JoJo.
All right. So I don't really have a new book to show, but I do have a little statue here I could show.
Cool. Can be a statue.
So I got this a little while back, actually. Oh, oops. I just dropped that. This was on sale at Hot Topic,
That's
but it was
cool.
little DC collectibles Superman zombie variant that I thought was pretty cool. So
Dude, that is
there
kind
it
of
is.
neat.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Is that like from a series? I don't know anything about statues and pops and figures.
So
I don't
yeah, there's at the cons, there's the artist alley.
know. Okay.
So a lot of times, DC was like selecting certain artists to do like series like this, and this was Chris Uminga's work. So you could see like the different ones that he put out.
I like the black and white ones. Those are kind of neat.
Yeah, all of them are pretty cool. But yeah, I actually met Chris Uminga at SDCC one year, and he signed a different one for me. But yeah, so I saw this one. I was like, "Oh, I gotta have that. That's cool." I also have this Wonder Woman one too.
Oh, a zombie Wonder Woman one.
Yeah.
That's kind of neat. Hot Topic exclusive.
Lasso, you got to get this, man.
Yeah, it's Magic Lasso. Where you at, buddy?
I just wish that her face was a little more serious because it's a little like I don't know. She's happy.
Well, if you didn't tell me that like it was supposed to be a zombie, I never would have gotten that impression.
It's pretty light. The paint on it is pretty light for sure. This one looks a little better because he's like scowling.
Oh yeah, that one is. Yeah, you're right. I could see that one being a little zombie. That's cool.
Yeah.
Is there a Green Lantern one?
I don't think so. I think it's just the Trinity.
Yeah, no one cares about Hal Jordan, so
I care about Hal Jordan.
He doesn't need the Trinity. He's good on his own. He's got an entire sector to patrol.
Yeah, he's got an entire corps. He doesn't need a Trinity.
Yeah.
Right. All right, Tim, what do you got for us?
Well,
If you're opening a mystery box, I'm going to pause you right now.
I showed the Captain Carrot. I found these for $1 too, which are just cool because of the show name.
Nice.
Oh yeah, that's
I had
cool.
found one before. These are done by Sergio Rones for DC. It's like a comedy mag.
Oh,
Nice.
And then I also thought this was a great opportunity to show off a quick story. I was new to YouTube, probably 2-3 months in, and I was newer to JoJo's channel, and she was having a live stream, and I was under the impression she was talking about an upcoming giveaway, and then she started giving stuff away live. Actually, my very first slab I ever owned was in that giveaway.
Oh yeah, I remember
Harley
that.
Quinn.
Nice.
Thank you again.
it's come full
Prized
circle.
possession. Yeah,
Now you got to do a giveaway, and if she wins, you got to put that in the slab. You got to put that in the box.
exactly.
Just keeps going
Oh.
back and forth.
That's awesome that you still have it. That's cool.
That is
Definitely.
kind of cool. That's kind of neat. Dave, you always got something cool.
All right. So since we were doing our Halloween show, when I think of Halloween DC books, there's one that always comes to mind, and that is Batman Legends of the Dark Knight, the Halloween special.
Wow,
Nice.
Yeah.
that is a sick cover.
foil.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
So
Oh, it's
yeah,
foil?
Yeah,
yeah,
Oh,
it's
wow.
foil all inside there.
Oh,
pretty
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, there's 3 different ones, and I know one was like a con giveaway. I think it's that one.
Oh,
The
really?
foil one. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I actually read it tonight. It's a good read too. It's a really good read. It's
That is awesome,
It's a
dude.
Scarecrow story. So
The Legends of the Dark Knight is my favorite Batman series. Like everything
it's pretty
related
good.
to it is so good.
did you say you found
Yeah.
that in a dollar bin?
no.
Oh,
No,
I thought you said you found a dollar bin. What's that?
No,
By
I've
chance,
had
is
it
that
for
a
a while.
key or anything, or is that just a standalone story that's just really good?
It's just a standalone. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
It's like
Flashpoint.
considered a special as part of the volume.
I
Yeah,
bet
like
That's
3
a
years in a
never
row
read
they
it.
did those. It's
Yes.
pretty cool.
Squatch is calling you out.
I did read it. It's about Bruce Wayne falling for this girl, and meanwhile he's all tired fighting the Scarecrow. He brings the Scarecrow back in after the Scarecrow has 3x upped his Scarecrow poison, and after capturing the Scarecrow, he then learns that the girl he was falling for has a habit of marrying rich husbands, and then they die a few weeks later. So kudos to Alfred for keeping Bruce alive.
yeah.
Okay.
There you go, Squatchy.
An extra story on the retro review. See, this is what you get here. This is what you get here. Flashpoint. I know you've got. You have to have some kind of cool book. You have like everything or something.
I just picked up a showcase 1 through 13, but I sent those off to be graded right away. I mean, actually, I just picked this up, a couple statues. So I got the Merciless. So this,
Ooh.
Oh, sweet.
I forgot the half-eaten sandwich that I sent you guys. That one.
You should have showed them the sandwich.
The thing about this one is a double sign on the bottom by Greg Capullo and Scott Snyder, and this is number 3 of 5,000. And then my other one that I just got. This is, I know you guys don't like the Batman who laughs, but
I don't mind the Batman who laughs.
Ooh.
Wow.
this is number 1 of 5,000. I was looking through these low numbers, and this is triple signed by Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo, and then the guy.
Where's
who
it signed at? You said it's signed on the bottom? On the bottom, okay.
over
Please
our-
don't drop it.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
You said that's number 1 of 5,000?
I got 1 of 5,000
Whoa.
on the Merciless. So
Wow.
That's cool.
Some people have all the luck.
That's crazy because usually like the first few numbers are the ones that are reserved.
Yeah, you think
That's
like
awesome.
the artist or something would get like number 1 or 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
But the fact that you got number 1, that's cool.
Well, I picked up both of these in a lot for cheap because the one with all the Robins usually goes for about $220. I picked both of these low numbers up for $150, and then
wow.
took them to Comic-Con last year and got them signed. So
See, this is why I don't do statues, because comics are expensive enough.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
add in some statues, and
It's
my
true.
tiny room would get really packed.
Yeah, I was watching a statue collector on YouTube talking about pre-ordering. He's like, "Well, I put 2,000 down now, and then you put 2,000 down here, and it's been like a year and a half. The statue still hasn't been like sent out yet." It's like, oh my gosh, like
Yeah.
2,000 at once
Insane.
yeah,
pre-order.
I picked up the Sideshow Flash. Yeah, I waited 3 years for that one. That one I paid.
Yeah.
I pre-ordered it for $25, and it was 3 years before I got
If
it.
I pre-order something and it's not here in like 60 days, I'm filing a complaint.
Yeah. Yeah.
Going to the Better Business Bureau or something. But okay, so my cool book, I know we're talking Halloween and scariness, and we did a whole lot of House of Mystery. But I didn't really have anything cool that was scary related, but I did my best I could. So I got the Swamp Thing Winter Special #1, which was actually kind of cool.
Cool.
This one, of course, is signed by everyone's favorite, Tom King.
That's the scariest part about the book.
That's the scariest part about the book. It was funny because I got this signed at the Baltimore Comic-Con Spring Fling. So it was like the show before the show. Is kind of weird. But anyway, and he was talking about the book. Whatever anyone was signing, he was talking about it. And I brought this up and had him sign it because he already signed everything I had at the time, almost literally. So this is the only thing I had that didn't have signed by Tom King. And he's like, dude, no one gets this book signed. And he's actually happy to sign something different that wasn't, like a key or something that he did, like a Batman 50 or Wedding or whatever. And he's like, thank you for bringing something else that isn't Batman.
That's always cool.
Yeah. But it's a pretty good read. It's a one shot. It's pretty jam packed with a lot of Swamp Thing. And I know that's can never have enough Swamp Thing.
No.
Awesome.
For sure. But yeah, I know we wow, we're a little early here.
I know. How did we do
really
that?
been early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We even have an extra person and we're ending early. How did that happen?
We can't review 2 books on that time. Normally.
Yeah, right. Sometimes we struggle getting through a couple of books. I was waiting for it. Someone to take the shot. No one. I laid out the bait. No one took the.
I already did a second review. Are you kidding?
No. That's good. That's good. I thought someone was gonna take a stab at me, and I was just waiting for it. Like, let's go. Let's go. Anybody else have anything cool?
Actually, I did. I was just I was on the DC Universe app today, and I saw that they've got those digital first comics now. I'm sure they've been there for a little bit, but I just hadn't paid attention. But I finally got around to reading the Superman Man of Tomorrow. There's 4 books in it. It actually wasn't that bad. It was kind of. I won't say like a reset of Superman. It definitely wasn't that, but it was kind of taking like characters and just like each book was an individual story, and then it just leads on to the next one, kind of with a theme, like a Lex Luthor arc, kind of going across them. But it was kind of neat. It was a much simpler story than I think a lot of comics of today.
So hold on though. I thought you said you unsubbed from DC Universe though. I thought you were going to the Russian websites.
You're absolutely right. And I was very surprised the other week when I saw it was still active. And that's when I realized I think I had done the 6-month subscription. So.
Oh, okay.
I've asked a couple of. Go ahead, Tim. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, I was going to say, I just thought of some news. Maybe we could get into it a lot next week, but we forgot about the DC's going to an omniverse.
Oh, yeah.
Like there is no continuity, but there is. Like everything's continuity, but it ain't.
Everyone can appear in anyone's books at any time.
Yeah,
for any
like
reason.
there's no continuity between books, I guess you could say anymore.
And that's kind of like these digital first stories I just read.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
what made me
I think
of
it's a
it.
phase. They'll go through it. It's something new. It's a gimmick, and they'll bring it back. Really, like everything they've done. It's all been rebooted and reset and all that good jazz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many new titles are they gonna keep coming out with live? Is it like 15 titles or something?
Not many. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not many,
Yeah.
which is good. My wallet would be so happy.
I know.
I
know. I can probably get them all.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. The new 15.
The new 15.
Think about it. They went to 52 books, and now they're down to 15. That's not good.
Well, some people don't need a book all the time.
Yeah.
Like,
True.
I love Hawkman. I think the Hawkman books have been pretty good, but I mean, there's only going to be like 12 people picking up Hawkman books at any given time.
Although I remember that when the new 52, when they had the 52 on the shelves at a time, like that was fun. Like I know not everyone liked the new 52, but it was fun going to the store and getting all that like variety just with DC.
What they need to do, if you look at how they're doing the future state books, maybe some of the new books will go forward, like how one of each line has multiple stories in it, like backup stories. That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
sure.
I could go for that.
They should just do more team ups, which is a great segue. I've asked, I think, Tim and Dave a couple months back before we brought on Flashpoint, but I'm sure their answer has changed. But now that we have JoJo and Flashpoint on, so I'm curious to get your guys' input. So any DC books, obviously, that haven't been written yet, there's a ton of them. You're in charge of creating a team up series of 2 characters. Who are they? You can do heroes, villains, whatever you want. I'll go first. And I'm going to keep saying this until it happens. It's going to happen someday. I think it would be awesome to see Sinestro and Black Adam team up somehow, because they teased it at the end of Sinestro's new 52 run. Black Adam made a brief appearance. It was so cool. Made me want a Sinestro Black Adam team up.
I definitely want to see like Zatanna with, I don't know who though. I don't know who would be her teammate, but I just want to see her like be more relevant.
She's getting a lot of big screen attention coming up here soon.
There was a big cliffhanger with her last issue.
But I don't know who she would team up with though. Let's see.
Interesting.
I don't even remember who I answered last time.
It is so long ago, but I've only ever thought of Sinestro and Black Adam, so it's easy for me to remember. I only ever want one.
I remember my team up. I know I picked Deathstroke as one, so I'm just going to change it to Deathstroke and Lobo. That'd be a good
Deathstroke
good
and Lobo?
story.
That'd be kind of cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be cool. They have clashing personalities, I feel.
Yeah.
You know, if Captain Carrot ever did join the GLC, I could see a great buddy series between Mogo and Captain Carrot.
Mogo and Captain Carrot.
That would be awesome.
4 issues. Who's writing it?
Yeah, and and Mogo could be like like Jay and Silent Bob, where like he only has something like wise to say at the very end of the episode. That'd be cool.
Like, good job, kid. End series.
Yeah,
That's
I'd probably
funny.
go with like The Question or something.
Ooh, I
different
love
like
The
that.
Question.
You know, Zatanna and The Question. That'd be awesome.
Like a Renee Montoya question, or
Yeah.
Okay,
That would be cool.
that is awesome. Flashpoint, what do you think?
Oh, see, I was thinking honestly like Barry Allen and
Of course.
I thought he was going to pick 2 evil Batman.
No. But actually, I take that back. I want Barry Allen and the Red Death, because the Red Death he becomes, because Barry Allen's conscious in Bruce Wayne's body, because after he gets absorbed in the Speed Force into, which all that nonsense, but Barry Allen and the Red Death, because it's Bruce Wayne and Barry's fighting conscious with Barry Allen like by himself, and I think that would be the cool 2 speedsters. That'd be great.
Okay, let me chuck another fastball at you. So your version of a team up that's not like a 2-person. Could be across any universe. You could mix DC with Marvel or Independence and everything. Who do you like? Who do you pick?
Deathstroke and Lobo the Duck.
You can pick anybody, and you keep going with Deathstroke and a version of Lobo.
Yeah. I don't know any other universe well enough to really pick.
Well, I think one of the answers I gave was Raphael from the Ninja Turtles, the Red Power Ranger, Red Hulk. You can see where this is going. And I don't remember who else, but
Atrocitus.
Atrocitus. You're right. You're right. Atrocitus. And I think for my DC Marvel team up, I did Atrocitus and Hulk.
Oh, that's hard. Across both the universes, I'd probably say. Oh man, that's hard because for me, I'd probably not even because I pick the Flash all the time, so I'm trying to go out of my realm there. I'm trying to think here. So Kilowog, and then who goes with Kilowog? So Kilowog and from Marvel probably. I feel like Kilowog and Thor would be interesting because Thor. I don't know enough about Thor, but I feel like Thor is like the cocky, like, oh, I'm a god kind of deal. And I think Kilowog would put him in his place. So that would be my two.
You just run around calling everyone posers all the time.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it would be great.
I would probably
Captain
do...
Carrot and Squirrel Girl.
Ah.
And Howard the Duck.
I was going to say Groot and Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
Ooh, it'd be a Groot and Swamp Thing. Yeah, because they're both like trees and like like very planty, and then throw in a poison ivy or something.
See, I was gonna go with the Crow and Swamp Thing.
The Crow and Swamp Thing. Wow,
they both kind of died and got that revenge thing going on.
Yeah,
that's true. That's kind of neat. That's interesting. Yeah, the Crow. What about the Crow and Spawn? Because they're both dead and alive.
There you go.
I like that too.
Yeah, see, we can play this game all day. It never ends.
Yeah, so Wonder Woman and Thor, they'd probably make a good team.
Although when they did their DC Marvel crossover, like they did a couple of I don't want to say team-ups, but like X-Men and Teen Titans and Spider-Man and Superman kind of thing. I thought one thing that they missed, a missed opportunity, the Spectre and Ghost Rider, because they're both the spirit of vengeance in their respective universes. So huge missed opportunity, I think.
Well, I'm just saying they did it right though, because we all know the Flash will beat Quicksilver, and Quicksilver is weak. That's all that matters. That's the most important part that came out of that crossover.
True. Quicksilver did die in Avengers Age of Ultron by just a gun.
Just a gun.
Just a gun, Go ahead and try to shoot the Flash. It's not going to work. All right. So we are hit our 1 hour mark. Want to shout out the chat a couple of times. We got Magic Lasso, copy 801.
Gotchi's got Homelander and Superman.
Yeah.
Ooh, there you go.
That would actually be a good one.
Yeah.
And Homelander, Superman, and the little boy from Brightburn.
Oh.
Yeah. I know of the movie, but I haven't seen it, so I don't know what they're calling him.
Maybe you have to see it. It's so good.
What do they call him? What's his name?
So good.
I forget.
I don't remember either.
Like
Anyway,
Billy? I don't know.
I'm gonna fade.
I just can't believe they got away with it. Like, you think DC would have tried to stop that, and it was good.
Yeah, it was
actually. They had, from what I understood from the behind the scenes stuff, they had DC's blessing.
Really? Wow.
But there were some things obviously they couldn't do. It was like too on the nose, but they had Warner Brothers' blessing to go ahead and do it.
That's awesome.
Poor Mike showed up. I collect a lot. Man, a lot of people came. Appreciate all you guys. Squatchy came. Pretty sure he came. Yep, there he is.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of people came. I know a lot of people been catching us on the rewind a lot. We appreciate that. What we're going to do now is go around the table, start shouting out our social medias and stuff. If you have anything coming up on your channel, be sure to let us know. Flashpoint, you are on the clock, sir.
I'm taking a break from Instagram for a while. I'm just buying a lot of books. So Flashpoint comics. That's it. Really, I've never really been doing much, but hopefully we'll pick up soon here. because of my diagnosis and stuff like that. So we'll see how all that goes.
Yeah, he's been diagnosed with living in Colorado, so prayers.
And don't forget, next week on Tim's channel, he will be reviewing the Bueno arc of Kyle Rayner. That's going to be the big thing he's got going.
Now in continuity.
No.
Very cool. Mr. Comic Fooser. You always got something cool cooking up.
I got a few things. I need to check in with the guys, but I believe we have a Dollar Bin Trolls scheduled for tomorrow. So that's going to be fun. I finally got around to picking up my books. And then I've got a new little like mini series I want to start doing. In fact, Tim was going to be the first one to work with me on it. And then I hit a little technical glitch. So I'm working that out. And then we'll be putting that out.
Any teasers you can give us other than a small project?
For some reason, he asked me not to wear a shirt.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was about.
I did what?
I'm just like,
He said,
I'm good.
he said that you asked him not to wear a shirt.
Yeah, there you go. That's your hint. Okay.
That's right.
you could tell I'm tired. I should have went with he asked me to wear a furry shirt. So
Oh,
off my game.
You did give him basically a furry Bible.
Yeah.
Yes.
So friends were for, and then like what looked like an actual furry commented on my Instagram, and it was like
I
it's
did
actually
see
kind of
that.
scary. Like we're joking around. This is a little scary.
That's never happened to me, Tim.
Yeah. I'm like looking at the profile, like, is this Foo? Like, no, there's too many pictures.
Alternate Instagram account.
Exactly, like messing with me or something.
That's funny. Tim, what do you got coming up?
I've been doing the DC Challenge review one issue at a time, and I started something new this week. I see all these cool top 10 slabs, top 10 Golden Age, and I'm more of a bargain collector, so I started doing top 10 books that I found for $1 or less of each series. I got a Batman one out, and then tomorrow morning I'm gonna have a Green Lantern like volume 1 and 2, so that's pretty cool. And we did do Phantom Zone last Friday on Retro Tigo's channel, had Mr. Comics 89 on, so go check the replay of that.
Very
Awesome.
cool. Awesome. JoJo.
Hey, so you can find me on Instagram at Flix and Comix and on YouTube. For YouTube, I think I'm having a hunt video go up probably in a day or two. And probably 2 reviews coming up soon too. So just be on the lookout for those. Otherwise, I might go live tomorrow to show off some. I have a couple mystery boxes that I need to open up. So yeah, that's about it though.
Very cool. Mystery boxes are always awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad I don't do them because I'm a person that has to collect everything. If I get here's this issue number 55, now I'm gonna go back and get them all.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if this is terrible, and I have to go pay for them. If you're watching, you know what my channel is.
I started sending Tony a bunch of number 55s.
Please don't. Please don't. I do have something cooking. I would say right now it's marinating. I wouldn't say it's cooking yet. I've pitched this by a couple people, and there seems to be early reviews are positive, so we'll see where it goes. Other than that, I really don't have a whole lot coming out. I do a lot, with my job in coronavirus relief, so I pretty much live on the Pennsylvania Turnpike, and I'm not a fan of that, although I'm glad it's now 3 lanes in both directions. That's kind of cool. But hopefully this whole coronavirus thing will blow over soon, and I can get back to a normal human being schedule. I know my wife would appreciate that, even though she doesn't have one, but whatever. Next week, we are on whose channel? I think it's
Tim.
That's right. And I'm sure we're going to be doing something just awesome.
I've got an idea.
There you go, Tim. It better be awesome.
It's gonna be great. I don't even know what it is, but I'm very excited about it.
Well, I think I was gonna do Dave's secret origin ideas, but since he's the next week, we should wait for that. Why don't we do a review of Captain Carrot #1 and Ambush Bug #1? It's like 80s humor.
Hey, there you go.
All right.
Because there's a tips for collectors in that Ambush Bug that I thought was good for YouTube. I'd love to read that.
Nice.
Oh yeah, okay. I just remembered something else coming up on my channel that all of you are involved. You don't even know it yet.
Uh-oh.
Including JoJo, she's involved.
Can we back out? Is it too late?
Is that what
By
my phone
coming on my
keeps saying
show-
it's being accessed?
By coming
I
on
don't
my
know what that
show,
means.
you have unknowingly agreed to a contract.
Oh, great.
Aw. It's one of those happens.
No, but it's gonna be really cool. A lot of people in our community are involved. A lot of people that are way cooler than me have agreed to it. So it's gonna be really
So
cool.
everyone.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, yeah. I think my dog might make an appearance. You know,
What are we doing?
right? It's gonna be cool. It's gonna take a while to do. I'm gonna have it hopefully by the end of the year, but it's gonna be awesome. Who knows? Maybe Squatch will make an appearance.
Wow. Well, I'm glad I could help, Tony.
Yeah. I'm glad you guys are here. But that's it. Anybody else got anything cool they would like to share? I know it's pretty late in Las Vegas there, JoJo. What is it, like 7:30?
Let's check. Yeah, it's 6:30.
6:30. Oh, it was close.
Yeah.
We almost have all
wow.
the time zones. We're missing
We
it.
do.
Yeah.
I think
No.
we do have them all.
There's no sense. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, Tim's in Central time zone. I forgot.
Me too.
My hat's on a little tight.
Well, we're missing. Oh yeah. Okay. Yep. All four.
We need
Wow.
Alaska time, so that's cool.
Oh, look at the dog.
Oh, I thought it was a pillow. I thought you were just a pillow.
He's doing a My Pillow commercial.
So cute.
Very cool. How old is your dog?
This one is 11, so he's my cranky old man. He's not happy right now.
Your dog could almost vote.
Yes.
Very cool.
I just want to say, don't forget to support your local comic stores. Mine's been having a hard time, which, I mean, you guys have seen as many books as I buy. You know, right now I know it's easier and more convenient to go online, but these comic book stores, these guys are making a living trying to provide for their families doing this and provide books for all of us. So just please support your LCSs. You know, I'm not saying you have to go spend thousands of dollars, but I mean, even a book or two a week, you know, even if you pay a couple dollars more than what you normally would, it helps them. You know, don't forget, you know, that they're just trying to make a living too through this crazy time. And so that's kind of the big thing that I would like to say.
Yeah, and I think on that we'll make Flashpoint. You'll get the GIF of the day for wearing a Marvel shirt on a DC show. So you get the face palm.
Wow.
So you get the face palm there.
Well, hold on, let me explain. So
No, there is no explanation. You can't justify it.
My black shirt is so ratty. I'm finding out the genders of my babies. So she bought me this shirt a few weeks ago, which I wore before on the show, only because we're doing a superhero theme, and I did not want to be caught dead wearing a Superman cape. So this was her compromise. I told her I wanted Batman or the Flash. She told me Captain America. So this is making her happy.
I suppose.
Wow.
But
My-
you still
My
get
wife
the face
likes it when I throw under the bus too.
Oh.
Wow. Wow. Who knows? Maybe my wife will make an appearance on the show. I doubt it, though.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. I thought of this really cool idea. I'll have to pitch it by you guys, how we can include our significant others for like literally 5 seconds.
I think you and my wife were down to do a all-female episode without us.
It's funny you mentioned that because I asked my wife, you know, if we kept it brief, you know, like a 15-minute retro review, she would be like, you know, if it's going to be funny, I'll do it. She's a funny gal, so she's totally in. So we just got to convince Mrs. Fu and Mrs. Flashpoint Comics.
Dude, she's okay. I was thinking, I saw some other channels do it. I was thinking of something like a game night, like because my wife doesn't know jack shit about superheroes, so like pulling up
writer a script,
superheroes and just having them name them what they think the name would be or something dumb like that.
If Dave's wife doesn't
that
want
would
to,
be
he has
fun.
to get a blonde wig and just like
Yeah. Don't worry, Dave's got the outfits.
keep the beard and everything, just blonde wig. Don't change your voice. Just Mrs. Comic Fu, Earth 2.
Dave's Food Trooper has more changes of clothes than my 2-year-old.
I like Magic Lasso's suggestion is throw a wig on the Food Trooper. Boom. Although that might stir the conspiracy pot a little bit. You might not want to do that. All right. We better stop here before you get in too much trouble. Double tip of the hat to JoJo for hanging out with us tonight.
Thanks for having me. This was awesome.
Absolutely. We will have to have you back again.
Absolutely.
But now that you've been on it, you see we're just a bunch of nut jobs. Probably not.
Yeah.
Because some people
No,
have been
I
on
loved
once
it.
and never again.
It seems like the weirdest stuff gets mentioned when we bring a guest on.
Yeah.
Normal episodes are fine, but then like a guest comes on and you're like, I had this weird experience with my mom, and like, what?
Wow, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Not wrong. Spitting truth.
Yeah.
Okay, we will end it there before we really get in trouble. Thanks for hanging